You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, I'm Seth Peterson.
Hi, I'm Tippi Hedren.
I'm Rhonda Schwartz.
I'm Doris Roberts.
This is Jessalyn Gilson.
Hello, I'm Victor Webb.
Hi, this is Charlotte Ross.
Hi, this is Ed Begley Jr.
What's up, you guys? This is AJ from the Backstreet.
Hi, this is Shannon Elizabeth, and you're listening to Talkin' Pets.
Talking Pets.
Talking Pets.
And you're listening to Talkin' Pets.
Talking Pets.
Talking Pets.
With John Patch.
John Patch.
You're listening to Talking Pets with John Patch.
Hello, America, and welcome to Talkin' Pets with your host, John Patch. Join John and his expert guests with all of your pet questions, concerns, comments, and stories. Now it's time for Talkin' Pets with your host, John Patch.
And welcome to Talkin' Pets, heard coast to coast on your favorite radio station. This is Talkin' Pets, and I'm John Patch. We welcome your calls and questions at 866-606-TALK. That's 866-606-8255. Joining us is
Dr. Jared Lazarus from the Bay Area Veterinary Care Center in Tampa, Florida.
The show is produced by our executive producer, Mr. Bob Page. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Also answering the phones and producing the show there at Business Talk Radio is Mr. Zach Boudin. When you call in, you'll speak with Zach, and he will put you on the call with us at 866-606-TALK. That's 866-606-8255. A special guest is joining us. You all know him. His name is Mr. Bob Barker. We're going to be speaking with Bob in just a couple of seconds. So if you have a question for Bob Barker, we welcome him in at 866-606-8255. Once again, I'm John Patch.
I'm Dr. Jared Lazarus.
866-606-TALK. This is Talkin' Pets. For 35 years, Bob Barker has been the host of Price is Right since 1972. Not only is the highest-rated daytime game show, it is also the longest-running game show in television history, surpassing the primetime hit What's My Line in 1950, which ran for about 18 years. He also served the show's executive producer since 1987, named the most popular game show host of all time, and we all know that, by a national poll. He received the Lifetime Achievement Award for Daytime Television in 1999, one of many awards. Although he has graced our television screen for more than 4 decades, his career continues at full circle. Bob Barker, how are you? Welcome to Talkin' Pets.
I thank you, John. It's a pleasure to be with you again.
It is always so nice to hear from you, and I know you like to share the mic with us, so you know that invitation is always open to you no matter what.
Well, thank you.
I want to introduce you to the doctor in-house here, Dr. Jared Lazarus.
Hi, Mr. Barker. How are you? I'm a big fan.
Howdy, Doctor. You're a man of good taste.
I love Bob.
Well, you're an animal doctor, so, I mean, you know, everybody loves Bob. Just put it that way.
I can only hope to have kissed as many women as he has.
I'd like
in his
to believe
career.
that.
You know, of course you remember Bob Page, our executive producer. You've met him a couple of times.
Yes.
And you spoke with Zach when you called in, and Zach's our other producer. But we have everybody listening across the country, and I've got a lot of questions for you.
Lay them on me.
Okay. Well, first off, I want to start off for everybody knows you, Bob, of all these years, you know, hosting The Price is Right and everything that you've done and all the good that you've done for animals. But I'm going to start with something a little bit more familiar, which is your DJ&T Foundation. And can you just give a brief synopsis about that foundation for everybody listening?
Well, I became convinced that one of our most tragic problems in the country, so far as animals are concerned, is overpopulation. There are just too many cats and dogs being born for all of them to have good homes. And so what is the answer? The answer is spay-neuter. The obvious answer and the easiest answer is spay-neuter. So I established the DJ&T Foundation in 1994. It's named in memory of my wife, Dorothy Jo, and my mother, whose name was Matilda, but everyone called her Tilly, DJ&T Foundation. And we subsidize spay-neuters for dogs all over the United States. We have organizations with which we're working and multiple organizations in many states, but we have representatives in every state in the union, and once an organization receives a grant, they can continue applying for grants when they've used up that money, and some of them have been with us for 10, 15 years. So we're rolling right along and happy doing it.
Now, how does somebody actually? Now, you're saying that with with the hospitals and the clinics and shelters, everything across the country. How do they apply for that?
Well, there's a website, and I'm computer illiterate, so
well, then I guess you're not
I
watching
see it
this
about
on the webcam.
I see it about once every 3 years on somebody's computer, but they can go on the television and the computer and. They can read all about it, including instructions, detailed instructions on how to make an application.
And we also have it linked on our website at talkinpets.com, so if you want to go there, you can find it in our links page.
Good for you.
For the DJ&T Foundation, so if people want to participate in that. What's going on in Bob's world, by the way? I mean, how many animals you share in the house with these days?
You know that I have only one wonderful rabbit right now. Mr. Rabbit.
It's the year of the rabbit, by the way.
I beg your pardon?
It's the year of the rabbit, by the way.
It is the year of the rabbit. He knows that. He's very demanding. He hangs out with me wherever I go in the house on the second floor here, and we couldn't do that always because I had dogs all over the house, but I've lost them one after the other over the years, and Jessie, my most recent dog, I had to have put down about... it was July 8th, and since then I haven't got another dog because Mr. Rabbit, he has his room. He has a nice big room, and all sorts of things to amuse himself in there. But I started letting him out, and he loves it. He goes down to my bedroom with me, and he goes all over upstairs here with me, and he just pals around with me. And so I haven't got another dog because I want to give him a chance to really have the run of the house.
Does he chew on anything?
Does he chew on anything? He chews on everything. We have all of the wires covered so that he can't hurt himself, and he chews up the carpet, he chews up... but, a man has to have his priorities. I let him go ahead and chew.
Now,
we can always get another chair, but he's special.
I know years ago you had, in your backyard, I think, you had a pool or a pond where a lot of ducks were coming into. You still have that?
I had a swimming pool full of ducks. You got that right. A pair landed in the pool, and they often do during the season. They land in the pool and rest and then go on. Well, these two didn't go on. The mother got back in the bushes and produced 13 eggs, and the father saw that they were okay and that we were going to feed them and everything, and he took off. That was the end of him. He had done his bit, and we raised those ducks. My housekeeper, Mercedes, put out a veritable buffet twice a day, everything ducks like, and they thrived, and away they went when they got old enough. They learned to fly right there around our pool, and away they went.
Well, I want to get into...
and then I might add that we had the pool drained, cleaned, filter changed, and...
So you can swim in it now?
Yes, we can now.
Well, we've got a call for you coming actually out of Tampa Bay, Florida from Mick. He's got a question or a comment for you. Before we go to a break real quick, let's go to Mick. Mick, how you doing? Welcome to Talking Pets. You got a comment from Bob Barker?
Yeah, I do. I love you, Bob Barker. You rock.
Well, Mickey, I appreciate that.
I've grown up with you.
I don't care how old I am. I want to rock.
You do rock. I've grown up with you all of my life, and it's just such a pleasure to be able to call in and talk to you. I always thought I'd be standing next to you on The Price is Right, but this is the prize I get.
Well, I'm sorry that you didn't have an opportunity to stand next to me and maybe end up with a new car, but it's talk with you. It really is.
Yeah, I've literally grown up with you all my life. I mean, I have been, like you always say, I have been a loyal friend and true.
You qualify as a loyal friend and true, exactly.
I do. I wanted to stand next. I knew every pricing game there was. I watched you every single day. I remember when I was a kid crying not to go to school because at that time you were on earlier, and I'd have to go to school and I would miss you.
Oh, that's great.
Mick, hold on. We got to take a little break. I know you have another question for Bob, so don't go away. We'll continue on with Mick in Tampa Bay, Florida. We're speaking with Mr. Bob Barker. If you've got a question for Bob, we welcome your calls at 866-606-TALK. That's 866-606-8255. Pick up the phone and give us a call. If you want to watch us live on the webcam, you can do so at TalkinPets.com. No G in the Talkin'. TalkinPets.com. TalkinPets.com. Click on Watch Live, and you can watch us live and chat with us on there as well if you wish. Once again, you're listening to Talkin' Pets. I'm John Patch.
I'm Dr. Jared Lazarus.
866-606-8255. 866-606-TALK. Speaking with Bob Barker, this is Talkin' Pets.
Talkin' Pets. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
At Petco, we really love pets. There isn't anything we won't do to make sure they're getting the best products and the best care. So when you ask us a question like,
so how do you feel about cat condos?
We can say from experience,
feels like home for her.
Enter the code LUCKY10, LUCKY, the number 10, and get 10% off any order. No minimum at petco.com.
There's a movement afoot. ShoeBuy.com. Join the millions of people who shop ShoeBuy.com's over 400 brands and 500,000 products. Order now and get free shipping and free return shipping. ShoeBuy.com, the world's greatest shoe store.
Walk your dog in style and comfort. Enter the code LUCKY, LUCKY, at checkout and get a 10% discount plus free shipping at ShoeBuy.com.
How would you like your business to reach out and invite in our audience? We have a brand new trademark concept called InfoSeeds. InfoSeeds are short 20-second seeds of information about your place of business, practice, or service. We only have a limited number of slots left. For more information, visit
PetLifeRadio.com.
Click on sponsorship information. There you can listen to a sample of InfoSeed or email us at
PetLifeRadio.com.
Remember, only a limited number of opportunities are available.
New York, the glitz, the glamour, the exciting Mutt-tropolis, the sparkling kitty city that never sleeps. Join us each week for Pets in the City with your host, Diane West. Celebrity pet sightings, hot events, and news and reviews with the hottest movers, shakers, and tail waggers in New York. So take a bite out of the Big Apple with Pets in the City. Every week, on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
And once again, you're listening to Talkin' Pets. I'm John Patch.
I'm Dr. Jared Lazarus.
We're speaking with Bob Barker. We're also having a line with this Mick, actually, in Tampa, Florida. Mick, you had one more question or comment for Bob, correct?
Yes, well, it was. I have so many, but I'll make it quick. I mean, I have to mention Happy Gilmore. I mean, one of the, as entertaining as you were on The Price is Right, one of the funniest things in my entire life was seeing Happy Gilmore and you in it.
Well, I'll tell you, I had no idea when I agreed to do that that picture would have the impact that it did. In addition to starring in the picture, Adam wrote it and was active in the production of it. And he wrote that segment for me, didn't tell me about it, and then called and asked me if I would do it. And I asked him, did I win the fight? He said, you win the fight. So I said, I'll do it. Because I've been studying karate with Chuck Norris, and I'd never won a fight. Chuck used to come over and beat me up, and I paid him for it. But I went up there to Canada. They shot it on a golf course outside of Vancouver, Canada. And we had a great time. And then, when that picture was released, I never taped another Price is Right that the audience didn't want to talk about Happy Gilmore. I say during the commercials, or if there's a stop down of any kind, I talk with the audience. They always wanted to talk about Happy Gilmore.
It's iconic.
Particularly young men. Young men, they'd say, Bob, could you really whip Adam Sandler? Could you really beat up Adam Sandler in real life? I'd say, are you kidding? Adam Sandler couldn't whip Regis Philbin. They like that.
Hey, Bob, I know Mick's got a request, which is an autographed picture of you. Is that possible to get for him?
Sure.
Okay.
That would just make my whole entire life, Bob Barker.
Do you go by Mick, M-I-C-K?
M-I-C.
M-I-C.
M-I-C, no K. And I want you to know that I have 3 dogs that are all spayed and neutered.
All right.
And I was wondering also, are you I know you do work with the
M-I-C.
Just M-I-C.
Okay. Go ahead now.
A loyal friend and true.
Yes, I'll put exactly that on it. To Mick, a loyal friend and true, exclamation point.
Thank you so much. I was wondering, I know you have animals, but do you do any other work with other animals other than dogs and cats? And
I do work with every animal you want to mention. I have just recently become associated with the Pacific, Marine Mammal Center. We had a flood out here, and everything was destroyed. I mean, it was wiped out. And I gave them the money to rebuild as fast as they could because they take care of sea lions and everything that they find along the beach. There are various rescue organizations, but they take them to 1, 2, or I think maybe there are 3 where they can really rehabilitate them. And the Pacific Marine Mammal Center is one of them. And without them, there was no place to take these animals. And so I helped them get that built up. All of the creatures from the sea that they rescue, and I'm working. I just helped Animal Defenders International in that I helped finance their adventure in Bolivia in South America. They got wonderful legislation passed that no circus can appear in the country if they have animals, even with domestic animals, cats and dogs, no animals. And they're working now on Brazil and Peru, and hopefully they'll get up here to North America and do the same thing. And I'm trying to get some bears out of a terrible situation in North Carolina, Cherokee road shows down there.
You're still working on that?
Yeah, still
working
on
that for a while.
Making a little headway. We got the Department of or the Agriculture Department interested in it, more interested than they have been in the past. And we are working. Bears. We got some other bears out. We're trying to get out of Canada. We're trying to get an elephant out of the Edmonton Zoo in Canada. An elephant that's kept in captivity in furthest north of any elephant in captivity, suffering from chronic foot problems and respiratory problems from the climate up there. And we're working on that. I just finished working on Proposition B in Missouri, which is going to strengthen the regulations in these horrible puppy mills. Missouri has been known as the puppy mill capital of the country, and we're hopeful that this Proposition B will change that.
I heard
that's true.
Also, Lancaster area is pretty bad with the puppy mills too, isn't it?
In California.
Lancaster, Pennsylvania, actually. The
Lancaster,
country.
Pennsylvania. Probably. I haven't heard about that. Yeah, I think that. Yes.
Yeah, the Amish land.
I have heard that they are bad in Pennsylvania, but there are puppy mills probably. Some in every state in the Union. Mm-hmm. But Missouri is known as the puppy mill capital of the country. Let's see, what else am I doing? I just started working with them in Arkansas in, what is the county? I can't think of the county right now, but in any event, they're trying to pass a law that it's similar to laws that they have around the country, where you get a deduction on your dog license if your dog is spayed or neutered. Pulaski. Pulaski?
I think it might be Pulaski.
Pulaski.
Hey, Mick, hold on for a second. Mick, stay on the line and speak with Zach. We're going to get your information, and I'm going to mail you out that picture. Compliments of Bob. And Bob, I'll email you, my information so that you can send it over, or his information, I should say, so you can mail it to him.
Fine.
And, talking more with Bob Barker, if you've got a question, 866-606-TALK. Mick, thanks for that call in Tampa. You were talking about the Pacific Marine Mammal Center, and you made an extensive donation, actually, to help them. And I understand that they get, 300 marine mammal rescue calls each year?
I think so, probably at least. Most of them are seals. Most of the animals that they work with are seals and sea lions. But they also have some dolphins and porpoises, even a whale or two. They're a fine organization, and they were flooded 4 feet of water inside the building, and the entire property was covered with a foot of mud, destroyed all of their supplies, their medical supplies, ruined their appliances and their equipment, medical equipment. And
I heard they needed a lot of medical supplies and diagnostic equipment, and your money is going to actually contribute towards that. Bob, don't go away. That music means we're going to take a little break. We're going to get back. We've got Bob Barker for a couple more minutes. So if you've got a question or a comment, 866-606-8255. If you want to find out more and you want to make a donation as well to the Pacific Marine Mammal Center, maybe on behalf of Mr. Bob Barker, you can check them out on their website, and that's pacificmmc.org. pacificmmc.org. We're going to talk about the Cubs in Bolivia a little bit longer, and also from Oxford Center for Animal Ethics, an award that Bob Barker received just recently. Once again, you're listening to Talkin' Pets.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Love your pets but wish their medications were a lot less expensive? They are at 1-800-PET-MEDS. You'll not only save on flea and heartworm medications, but on prescriptions for arthritis, incontinence, thyroid, and more. And you get fast service, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, our licensed pharmacists ensure accuracy, monitor drug interaction, and more. See why over 5 million people have trusted their pet's health to 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy. Call now or order online.
Go to petmeds.com/lucky, LUCKY, to get 10% off any order and free shipping on orders of $39 or more at petmeds.com.
Celebrate your special occasion and give her this classic semi-eternity band created with 1-carat brilliant diamonds, channel set in 14-carat white gold. Exclusively yours from ICE.com. Free shipping over $150, free returns, and 30-day money-back guarantee.
Go to ICE.com and use promo code ACTFP and get 20% off your purchase. Or use promo code ADTFP and get 20% off at Diamond.com. ICE.com or Diamond.com. Get 20% off from Pet Life Radio.
Welcome to Sassy Seniors, a show about our fabulous older dogs and cats. I'm your host, Kelly Jackson. I wanted to create a show to really showcase our senior pets. And, as the human population ages and lives longer, of course, so are our wonderful pets. But many of us with aging pets, it's so interesting. We have a tough time realizing or really admitting that they are seniors. So, in a way, I kind of like to think of our senior pets as wise puppies. What do you think about that? Be sure to join us for another edition of Sassy Seniors. And remember, celebrate your senior pets.
Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com. Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
With this hour's Talking Pets news from the USA Today, here's your host, John Patch.
In Lansing, Michigan, the brown Marmoted stink bug has been on its way to the state. The Department of Agriculture has confirmed the presence of one specimen each of the invasive and destructive insect in Berrien County and Eaton County. The bugs native to eastern Asia are considered a threat to apples, peaches, and mulberries. Dr. J?
Out of Irvine, California, a wild bald eagle can't seem to stay away from another one kept in captivity at the Orange County Zoo, making daily appearances outside of the exhibit of Olivia, a female bald eagle with an eye injury. The wild eagle's smaller size suggests it's a male. Bird watchers and photographers have been flocking to look at the pair. John?
Out of Kent Island, Maryland, and Natural Resources Police seized 3 tons of rockfish trapped in an illegal 900-yard net off Bloody Point. The seizure, one of the largest, required authorities to bring in an icebreaker to carry the load. Police staked out the net all night, hoping to catch the poachers, but none showed up by morning. The fish, valued at $15,000, will be sold or donated.
Out of Eugene, Oregon, a rancher died after some loose cows at a cattle auction threw him in the air, sending him tumbling headfirst onto the pavement of a parking lot. The owner of the weekly livestock auction, Bruce Anderson, said 3 cows got loose as they were being loaded into a truck Saturday. He called it a horrible, horrible accident.
Out of Jackson, Mississippi, the Humane Society of the United States is offering a reward of up to $2,500 for the information of the dumping of carcasses of nearly 50 dogs and several cats into a creek. Sheriff Randy M. Toller said the carcasses were found under a bridge in Prentiss County near Baldwin. Toller said the animals included a wide range of breeds.
Out of Gaston, South Carolina, state-owned utility Santee Cooper Environmental Fabrics and Clemson University announced construction of a plant to generate electricity from the methane released by pig waste. Environmental Fabrics is building the methane digester that is expected to produce enough electricity to power 90 homes.
Dr. J, what city was that in?
That was out of Gaston, South Carolina.
How ironic, Gaston.
I'm going to get myself a pig.
Plug it in, he'll,
plug the tail
electricity for the whole year.
We'll gas the smell, though.
866-606-TALK, 866-606-8255. Don't forget, you can check us out live on the webcam at talkinpets.com, TALKIN pets.com. That's talkinpets.com. Click on Watch Live, and you can watch us and chat with us on there as well. Once again, we're speaking with Mr. Bob Barker. The number is 866-606-8255. This is Talkin' Pets.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Three tiny lion cubs saved from an animal circus in Bolivia by Animal Defenders International, that's ADI, have been named after 3 people who helped make the rescue possible. The cubs, 2 males and a female, now named Percy, Bob, and Nancy, will be part of a huge airlift of 25 rescued lions. We're speaking with Mr. Bob Barker. Bob, I'm gathering the one cub is named after you, of course, Bob.
Right.
And Nancy?
That's Nancy Burnett. She is the founder and director of United Activists for Animal Rights. And she's worked with me very closely on several projects, including this thing in Bolivia.
And also Percy, he is the mayor of Santa Cruz?
Percy is the man who gave them the property to set up at least a temporary habitat for the lion cubs until they could get something I think they're going to be in Colorado.
And you've actually helped them fund that to transport these cubs over, correct?
Right. I didn't work with them on the project. I supported them financially.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Make it happen. You've been so involved in the animal world. It's just unbelievable. I mean, and especially since you retired from The Price is Right, is that where you're focusing a lot of your time? Because I know actually the Oxford Center for Animal Ethics gave you an award. And one of the reasons, not only because of everything that you're doing, what we just talked about now, but also you're kind of like a pioneer for the teaching of animal law at schools in the United States, like Harvard and Stanford, UCLA, and you've been making a lot of donations there as well.
That's right. The Animal Ethics Center of Oxford, the director is Andrew Lindsay, who is known as really one of the top-ranking figures in animal rights. He has written countless books and edited others, and he's the director of the Oxford Center for Animal Ethics. And I was practically overwhelmed when he notified me that the center was making me an honorary fellow, and that in the presentation he said that I had single-handedly moved animal law from obscurity into a part of the regular agenda, and that it was an historic thing that would have an effect on civilization. And coming from him, that kind of flattery is, well, was just overwhelming.
Well, you're an amazing man.
They named it. They gave me this. Named me an honorary fellow based on the fact that I have set up these endowment funds at 8 of the finest law schools in the United States. I started with Harvard, figuring that if Harvard would do it, that with that tremendous credibility, that other law schools would probably fall into place, and it worked perfectly. Harvard was not only interested, they were anxious to do it and excited about doing it. In fact, had me come back there for a press conference when we started with the first endowment fund, and then the word spread through legal publications of all sorts, and I moved on to 7 more of the finest law schools in the United States. And also, I've set up an endowment fund at my alma mater, Drury University in Springfield, Missouri. And it is the only undergraduate school that I know of, anyway, where there is actually, I endowed a professor, the Dorothy Jo Barker Professorship in Animal Rights.
You're amazing.
And they have a wonderful lady handling it. Her name is McCarran, Dr. Patricia McCarran. And she had never really been an active animal rights activist, but she'd been a vegetarian since she was a teenager. She loved animals. She taught French. But she got into this, and I think they don't even do animal experimentations at Drury, but she's going to break into the laboratory anyway.
You know, Bob, if people want to find out more about you, of course, you know,
that's supposed to be a joke.
Oh no, I know. Priceless memories, though.
Funny. She breaks into a laboratory. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't want to take away your moment, but
you have to know Patricia McCarran to maybe for it to be funny. But I've always gotten a laugh of a line until today. But I laugh at it myself, so go ahead.
I was laughing, Bob.
Well, tell her to call us, and we'll break in with her. But I wanted to say, though, Priceless Memories is your book. You can still find that in bookstores, of course.
Absolutely.
You can still get it
on
online.
Amazon. I'm not sure how many bookstores still have it, but you can still buy it on Amazon.
Great book, by the way. And all of these, what we talked about, the Oxford Center for Animal Ethics, also what you're doing with the cubs, with the Bolivian circuses and transporting those cubs and the lions and all, and also we were talking about the Pacific Marine Mammal Center. That's all the press releases and everything are on our website at talkingpets.com if people want to read them. But I know Jared had a question, and I know you got to run, Bob, but I know Jared wanted to get another comment or question into you.
What is your question, Jared?
Thank you so much. And I did want to ask you for an autographed picture as well, but besides that...
You tell me who wants pictures, won't you?
I will, Bob. Right. I'll get that out to you.
In your book, Bob, you talk about your first dog, Bo, and it seems like you had good relationships with animals from a very young age. Was there ever a time when you considered becoming a veterinarian?
No, people have asked me if since I was crazy about animals all my life. My earliest memory includes animals, and they wonder if when I was a kid I wanted to be a veterinarian. My dream as a youngster, until I reached 12 or 13, was to pitch for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh.
And the only thing that prevented that was a total lack of talent. But I I didn't know what I wanted to do, to tell you the truth. I went to college for 2 years before I went into the Navy, and then when I got out, I still didn't know what I wanted to. I didn't know what I wanted to do really, but I was a naval aviator. And when I got out of the Navy, I went back to college, and I heard about the manager of a radio station who was crazy about airplanes. So I thought he might like to have an ex-Navy fighter pilot work for him. So I put on my naval officer's uniform and my wings of gold, and I went in and applied for a job, and that's how I got started in a radio station, and I loved it, and I thought, this is what I want to do, and I've done it all my life.
Awesome. And you know what? Everybody has fallen in love with you, and we miss you on The Price is Right.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be missed. It really is.
But I'll tell you, though, with the time that you have right now to put into all the animal stuff that you're doing, everybody across the countries, I should say, do appreciate you with all the efforts that you're putting forth in helping not only domestic animals, but the wild animals out there.
I'm helping animals of all shapes and sizes, from the water, from the air, from on land, and I've made a certain amount of money over the years, and I enjoyed every moment of earning it, and now I'm thoroughly enjoying giving it to organizations that I consider to be really doing the job. You know, animal organizations are just like all kinds of businesses in that some are really effective and some are not so effective. And unfortunately, many of the ones that are the most effective are the smaller ones that no one hears about, and they can't afford to get out all of this material asking for money. And I try to help from the smallest on up to some of the largest. I help PETA, for example, and it's probably the most effective international organization in the country. But I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm devoting a lot of my time to it.
Well, Bob, thanks so much, and I hope you'll come back soon.
I will do it.
I love having you on.
It's been my pleasure, as always.
Thanks, Bob. We love you, and we'll talk to you again very soon, and thanks again for everything that you're doing for our animal friends.
Thank you, John, and I wish all of you the very best.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Bye-bye.
That's Bob Barker. Once again, you're listening to Talkin' Pets, and if you've got a question or a comment or you want to say something, give us a call at 866-606-8255. Always a pleasure, Mr. Bob.
I'm a little shocked that he didn't end with spay and neuter.
Yeah, well, I do that.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. So he'll get you out a picture.
Yeah, I'm just thrilled that I was able to speak with him.
Yeah, and Zach, our producer, actually wants one as well. So we'll be getting them out. So if you've got a question or a comment, give us a call. And if there's anybody else that wants an autographed picture, you can call Zach, our producer, there at 866-606-TALK. Within limits, of course.
I'll order 10.
And yeah, Zach said he'll take the first 2 or 3. So you want to call in, you want an autographed picture of Bob Barker, give us a call, and Bob will sign those and get them out to you. So give us a call at 866-606-TALK. That's 866-606-8255. Once again, I'm John Patch.
I'm Dr. Jared Lazarus.
Love that man. Absolutely love him.
Who, Dr. Lazarus?
No, Mr. Barker. Mr. Bob Barker. The Price is Right. More to come. This is Talkin' Pets.
Talkin' Pets. We'll be right back after a short pause. Well, 4 to be exact.
FTD's network of over 40,000 florists around the world have been creating beautiful handcrafted arrangements for 100 years. Each arrangement is delivered the same day and backed by FTD's 7-day satisfaction guarantee. For a century, people have trusted their most important occasions to the flower experts at FTD.
Since Pet Life Radio is all about puppy dogs and flowers, our listeners, that's you, can get a 20% discount on your order. Just go to fluorop.com and use the code LUCKIES20 at checkout. FLEUROP.com. Code word LUCKYS and the number 20.
How would you like your business to reach out and invite in our audience? We have a brand new trademark concept called InfoSeeds. InfoSeeds are short 20-second seeds of information about your place of business, practice, or service. Is the best, most cost-effective way to invite us in. We only have a limited number of slots left. For more information, visit the website
PetLifeRadio.com.
Click on sponsorship information. There you can listen to a sample of InfoSeed. Remember, only a limited number of opportunities are available.
Aquariums and pond keeping are among the most popular of all hobbies in the United States and throughout the world. In fact, fish are probably the most numerous pet in people's homes and in their businesses. In Aquarium Mania, we'll learn more about the secret and not so secret life of fish and other inhabitants, the basics of good aquarium keeping, the complexities of the aquarium industry, and the science and art that surround this fascinating hobby. I'm your host, Roy Anong, and I'd like to thank you for joining us. Aquarium Mania.
Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Could have been the whiskey, might have been the gin, could have been the 3 or 4 6-packs, I don't know. But look at the mess I'm in, my head's like a football. I think I'm gonna die. Tell me.
And once again, you're listening to Talking Pets. I'm John Patch, and joining us is
Dr. Jared Lazarus
from
Bay Area Veterinary Care Center in Tampa, Florida.
What do you think about Bobby? Not that Bobby over there, our executive producer, Bobby Barker.
He's great. He's just a great human being, a true success story.
We love him, don't we?
Yeah, he's just excellent on the air. He's had a wonderful career, and now he's giving back to something he loves. Can you ask for anything more out of life?
The thing I love too is like he's always there. I'll call him up or email, and it's like, hey, can you come on the show? You want to talk about this, that? Yep. And he loves doing the show. He loves radio.
And he sounds the same as he did on TV.
I feel bad that I didn't laugh at his, breaking into the animal.
I didn't laugh either, but I was not that I wasn't listening.
No, I was just trying to
fit in everything.
Yeah. You don't have a lot of time.
I was stunned that I was on the phone with Bob Barker. That's why I couldn't even believe it. That's why I didn't laugh.
Oh, you and Mick in Tampa.
Yeah, Mick was over the moon.
Yeah, he's in love.
I have dibs there, Mick.
Well, I got top dibs. We all love Bob Barker. Who doesn't love Bob Barker? When I had open heart surgery 2 years ago in January, and I'm in the hospital, many complications, and I'm in there for 2 weeks. And the only thing to watch at 11 o'clock my time, well, there's other things to watch, of course, but in my mind, the only thing to watch was The Price is Right. But just not the same.
It isn't, no.
No.
I stopped watching it when Bob left. I hate to admit that, but Bob was it.
The amazing part, though, is that, when we were, I talked to the nurse, and the nurse came in the one day, and she's like, Price is Right too, huh? And I was like, yeah. I said, I know Bob. He's a friend. And she goes, well, I got to tell you, she said, everyone on this heart ward floor is watching The Price is Right now. And I was like, yeah, with Drew. And she's like, yeah. And she goes, a couple comments that people love Bob Barker and they miss him. And they're not really as happy with Drew.
Nothing is the same as Bob. You can't beat the original.
Unless they put me in the position, which I was in the bottom of the pail.
You were.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, total bottom. But I was in the mix.
That's more than I can say for myself. They didn't consider me.
So it was cool, but they went with Drew.
Drew. Now, Drew's good too.
I like Drew. I like. Yeah, you just can't replace Bob Barker. But we were talking with him about several topics, like the Animal Defenders International named rescued 8-week-old lion cubs after benefactors, and cub saved from Bolivian circus named after TV star Bob Barker. So if you want to read this press release and find out more about Animal Defenders International, you'll see it on our website, talkinpets.com. No G in the talkin'. Also, Pacific Marine Mammal Center, they received $250,000 donation from Bob Barker to help with their flood relief efforts. So that was $250,000 there. And you're a miracle worker, Bobby. Bobby Page.
He got it running.
What did you do? He got my computer.
Let's just say, if I had the opportunity, I would kick Steve Jobs square in the nads.
Steve Jobs.
Well, yeah, he's the Apple guy. I am not, I have an iPhone just because my work gave it to me, but I have issues with Mac. And I don't know they're supposed to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but Good point. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm always going to be that PC guy. I don't care if they make fun of me on TV.
Well, I don't know. You got my laptop working, so I can see myself now, finally, and I can actually read the screen.
I do like the
Hence
iPad.
my little reading glasses I got to wear because I'm old. Thanks coming from... but also, the Oxford Center for Animal Ethics, there's a press release on our website there. So when you go on to talkinpets.com, and it's TALKIN pets.com, you getting enough water over there, Dr. J?
Yes, John.
You're crinkling the bottle.
I'm sorry.
But if you go onto the website, you can go into the news section, and on there it's like a whole bunch of stuff. There's all press releases and stuff, and you'll see the ones about Bob Barker, and they make an interesting read. So if you want to find out more and about those organizations, you can check that out. And I believe on our links page we do have the DJ&T link for Bob's organization for the spay and neuter. And Bobby, yeah, you know what? You said you were surprised Bob didn't say the spay and neuter thing, right?
Yeah.
He kind of said it in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, that's his deal, but he always closes with it.
And it's a strong close. I want to know more about his
Just
rabbit.
like you, though. Wait a minute. Did you hijacked his...
Of course I did.
Thief.
Plagiarist.
He doesn't mind. Bob and I are friends.
No, and it's outstanding, and I wish more hosts would just say it, because people...
No, exactly. Spay and neuter your pets and help control the pet population. That comes from myself.
And Dr. Jared Lazarus and
Mr. Bob Barker.
Neutering and spaying your animals does not change their personality, folks. Remember that. They're still the
Some
same,
women
Bob.
may want to do that to their husband, though, but now they're not going to do it because they know they're not going to be able to change the personality.
It's been attempted on me.
I bet. 866-606-TALK, 866-606-8255. That's a number to call, of course, and you're listening to Talkin' Pets. You know, it's funny because, you know, when I went out to I met Bob many years ago, and he invited me out to the show. So I went out to the studios there.
Right.
I met Bob. Bob walks into the green room. He's got all these napkins sticking out of his shirt collar. He's probably going to kill me for saying this. He had, you know, the makeup on, getting ready to do the show and everything. And the girls were walking by and forth, back and forth and stuff. And so I'm saying hi and everything. And then Fingers, who is Kathy, and hi, Kathy, if you're watching or listening, Kathy Greco, she's the executive producer, took me around, showed me everything. And we went down the hallways by, what's that, I can't remember the soap opera now, but they film it there at the CBS studios as well. And all boats lined, I think it might have been All My Children, but boats lined up and everything, that cars lined up down the aisles and stuff. I said, I'll take one of those and I'll have that right there. And Bob was like, nope, you're a friend. You can't even come on the show. I'm like, really? What? So it's like, yeah. He goes, you're banned. We know each other. And so I was like, well, that's not fair. I want to win something.
Wait. I don't know him that well.
Yeah, well, you do know him, so now you can't go on the show either. And
But
neither could you, Dr.
everybody
J.
knows him.
I'll change my name.
I didn't ask for the autograph picture. I
But-
don't know him that well.
It was cool though because we sat there and we watched the show. We were like, they had our little two friends and myself were there, and they had the little seats roped off. You would not believe, because Bob was saying during the breaks, you know, he gets to talk to the audience. So Bob started trashing me in front of everybody in the audience, and it was fun, good trashing. But then all of a sudden during these breaks, all these people were running up and saying, "Would you put my little child on TV? Would you?" I was like, "No, I can't help you there."
Maybe I should have asked him for an autographed boat.
That would be nice.
That would have been a better... Forget about the picture. Autographed boat.
He might be still watching or listening. I don't know. Bob,
I love
we want
you,
a
Bob.
boat.
We want a boat, Bob.
Spay and neuter your pets. Help control that pet population. From myself, John Patch.
Dr. Jared Lazarus.
Terry Bradshaw.
And a very special thanks to Mr. Bob Barker for once again joining us here on Talking Pets.
Let's Talk Pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.